Okay. We didn't know squat about anything about Sha'Alura, star novas, or anything until Edie and I, in the process, picked up some strange stuff going on. A couple stars and radiating and streams and arcs and so forth, streaming into the Antarctic, and then the streaming coming up with a code on that. There were dragons involved and all sorts of things. So, synchronistically, by accident, I looked up, found the thing, and I went home and started looking through my material. And lo and behold, there was this Sha'Alura business started in 2006, but you all read this, it was in your homework, so this is a very brief review. We saw the 2 points that they established in the Atlantic and Pacific, at specific points. It was fairly obvious that there would be the 2 points where the arcs, well, all the arcs in the world saw focus. Checked with Thoth, he says yes, that's correct. So the 2 places the Pacific side is Bora Bora, and the Atlantic side is at sea, and there obviously it is.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Didn't even have to have a visa.
Bora Bora.
Satellites picked it up. It was quite clear before somebody did, NASA diddled with it, and it's virtually invisible now. But if you look real close, you would see a square here, and it's gridded. It's 80 miles in length. You think?
How do you mean they diddled with it and it made it disappear?
I don't know, they must have feathered the picture, I don't know what they did, but it's old. They were getting letters, people were saying, well, here's Atlantis, a big city.
Oh, so they did it
all
on
sorts of
purpose.
things. Apparently, it's really hard. Okay, hit the,
Where is this?
1,000 miles west of Gibraltar.
It's in the Atlantic?
So while we could still see it, I checked out the geometry. It was showing an arc signature.
How
I'm
close is that
supposed
to
to stay.
Bermuda? How close is that to Bermuda?
Well, I'll show you in a minute. So here's the basic arc signature. It's a cube with this extension on, and it fit the image perfectly. So I started checking out, all these lines are connections to various places, just checking out to see what the linkages was. Okay, zoom out.
How far?
Oh, a ways. That's enough. Let's go a little bit. You want to know about Bermuda. Swing around to Bermuda.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that gives you, I can measure it to the foot.
It's not very
Okay.
close.
I'm not going to go around the Bora Bora. I remember which one it is. But,
Oh, why not? I can do that real quick.
all right.
It's over here somewhere. Oh well. It's out there somewhere, guys. It's dizzying. I'm sorry, I forgot the warning. Bora Bora. It's spelled on here.
Okay, so anyway, let's go to England.
Oh, why not? On Google still?
Yeah. What I'm trying to do now is to present to you some of the involvements. All of the grid, the new.
Oops. Sorry. I'm working on
Stop
it.
laughing.
Stop cussing is my problem.
All the formations
Wait.
this year, the crop formations, have been generating grids supporting the Sha'Alura event. So that's what I want to show you. Now, the preceding 2 years, 2010, the formations established the big temple stretching from Iran to Nova Scotia. That's the foregrain temple. Our temple is the one that backs that up and functions with it. The Crestone, the Shekinah Solomon temple. Okay, key in Glastonbury.
Okay. This one right here,
Yeah,
and then get closer.
yeah.
So what you can do.
Okay, and
Closer?
there's one line on here, ley line. It's coming from hinges up in northern England. The Orion belt hinges, 3 of them, and also the Sirius star connecting to them, also a hinge, two hinges for Sirius A and B. Now this ley line connects into that, and all of the matrices of the formations last year had about 5 formations that were either directly on that ley or keyed into it by different ley lines. So these formations are using that system big time. So we can assume that the whole new race, Umaga, messianic formats, programs are downloading through those hinges, and that gives call it a sacred offset. But isn't going to have a bunch of tourists and everything else, farmers and what all, stomping around on it.
Did you say the the Orion belt hinges were in Northern Ireland?
No, England.
Okay, I didn't know. I just could have heard you.
78 years old. Okay, so all of these grids that you see now are supporting the Sha'Alura event. Now I want to show you just a special one, zoom in. Go that way.
This way?
Yeah. Where at? Down here.
Keep going down?
Oh, no, I want to look at that again.
Closer?
Bring it out.
Bring it out.
That's good. For right now.
Okay.
Well, a little bit more out right now. I want to see that.
You want it closer?
In.
That's good. Okay, that's good. Move it up. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. The Elton Barnes White Horse is right here. And this is a main ley line that is loading the whole new race codes and so forth. Is the vital matrix that's sort of synthesizing all of it. So there's hookups all over the place, but the primary, there are 3 formations, a couple of them from last year. One was a V-shaped formation that has squares in it and curves and spheres. A little time I'd show it to you. That puts together all arcs and axiotonal attunements for the arcs. Axiotonal attunements are those that tune into stellar systems. We have them in our head, we are stars. So it's a very important link up. Anyway, so this, Thoth calls it the horaton. That system is here, and right underneath it is I call it a whale because it looks like a whale with fins, and it has the Petrovian magnet. I have a diagram of that too.
Do you want me to, while you're talking, just to zoom in on that part?
Yeah, well, you can, but I don't have a picture of the formations.
Oh,
of
okay.
it. Okay, so this whale, I call it that because its function of that formation is that of a whale. A whale cetacean is the librarian of the seas. Water, the seas, the mar, stores thought forms. The ocean is a physical Akashic record. And the whales are the librarians. They can access the memory. The dolphins or porpoise are the communicators of that memory. So this is one reason why the cetacean is the 13th zodiacal sign. It can synthesize the whole picture, broadcast it, and so forth.
The whale or the dolphin is the 13th?
The
The
cetacean.
cetacean family.
Yeah. All right, so that is one of the processors that goes along with the other. Then the main processor on this ley line is centered okay, you can zoom in now.
On which part?
Move it this way a little bit. Okay.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, that's good enough. There is a Rochelle system, very precise, fitted on this, fit to this ley line. The shin pole is here, the resh pole is out here, and last year there were 5 scarab or group of 5 scarabs came in over a couple days in formation. A scarab, remember, is the model of the 9 light bodies. So there were formations then that overlaid and expanded also on that scarab theme. So the resh pole, as you remember, chief headstone, is the one that's operative, that synthesizes all the signals up from the atomic center and so on and so forth. It controls the system. So this resh pole is critical for loading in all the codes now that are coming into this Rochelle system that is in effect downloading the new race codes and so on. This area here in the Rochelle terms is in an eye of Ra of phi to the 6th power. Now, the eye of Ra is the time gate, pillar, and so forth. That's the thing that can do everything. Phi to the 6th is just a bit on the river, 12 now. Roslyn Chapel has it. However, this system now goes out to phi to the 9th power, keying into the Orion lay, swings on down to form the basis of the Orion lay, spins around, does all sorts of neat things. Now, the thing is that last year, on July 23rd, we had significant formations in this area. Obviously predating and identifying that zodiacal cycle and so forth up into the present time. So we've been looking very closely at this area, and we find that the grids that the formations are making are linking into this very solid. It also has a white horse located here. All the white horses in the UK are a unified matrix that are activated during the London Olympics. And Many of these formations this year are keying into those various white horses. The hot horse of all is the Elton Barnes white horse. That's the one that loads up all the very potent programs and sorts them out and sends up the safe input up the apiary so the tourists can come in and have their cuppa and a kip up in the hot and the relatively safe area. You can go into the Elton Barnes area, but don't camp.
Do you want me to go into this closer?
Yeah, why not? Well,
How come you shouldn't camp there, Bill?
hmm?
You said don't camp.
Don't camp out in the Elton Barnes area or you're fried.
Why?
Fried.
You were fried.
Fried.
Burn out.
Too much energy.
Yeah, it's a hot area.
There's the white horse.
How close is that to Glastonbury?
Zoom out.
A ways.
So there's your white horse.
Yeah, run on out to Glastonbury too. The 2008 Olympics, whoop.
Oh,
It's,
I have to get out to get to
you
Glastonbury.
want to go down in here.
Stop.
Well, I'd have to put up another grid.
Okay.
In this way.
I don't know.
It shows up on another grid,
Glastonbury?
yeah. Well, it's-
Oh, well, it's around there somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
So it's about 100 miles away.
yeah, about. Anyway, 2008 Olympics, 2008 came up with a figure-8 crop formation on the day and plotted that in and was creating vital grid, Rochelle grid systems with Elton Barn horse zeroing in on Glastonbury. So everything in this area is also loading up Glastonbury, which polarizes with Edinburgh and Roslyn Chapel up there were two major poles. That's a whole nother lecture with Anglesey head with outstretched arm creating arcs, and it's also part of this system. And that creates the main grid system, or grail system, for Elba on, which is the old term for the for England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, that whole system. Anyway, that gives you a perspective of the grids. Just give me 45 seconds.
You got it.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, that's good. There is a new arc with Rochelle system that was generated this year specifically to work with all of these others. And the formations also created a modification in it called the Raw Star 2000. That's a major upgrade to the Great Pyramid Temple of Temples. Huge upgrade. And this Raw Star 2000 system also has a huge one now down in Italy, France, and up to the UK. Run on out as well. I want to see Italy and France.
Oh,
Yeah, more yet.
you want France?
Yeah, out more.
Well,
just
I am
go-
outing.
Just go straight out. Okay. Down here, there's an 80-mile, well, we'll look at it in a second. There's a special physical area here. It's sort of like a super Metatronic harp. And we discovered that last year.
It's in France.
What's the
Yeah.
What's
So
it's
you want to
in
get
France.
closer to
We'll
that?
get closer and look at it in a second.
Oh.
Now, the formation this year, the primary one, the time walkers that we've been working with, called Phi Ra'im. That formation forms the apex of this great big pyramid. And we also have the same last star 2000 thing installed here. This L goes on up to the UK, so the basic, what's called the threshold of Scythia, the base of the pyramid is up here in the hot area. All right, let's just, out of interest, go on down, look at that satellite view of that thing. That's called the Champ de Tir, or the Field of Fire. And it's a military training camp, fortunately. Keeps all of the chicken farmers out and tourists. And it has a very profound function. That's good enough. That's it. Now that is a harp. And it resonates, it downloads out of Lyra, the constellation of the harp. And Lyra collects the codes of Aquila eagle and Cygnus swan. Cygnus is the rush pole for the whole celestial sphere, telesphere. And Aquila the eagle, the Lune Missourial is located in that. So we work with both Missourials, the one in Leo and the one in Aquila for the future, where we combine it. So that whole system then plays its music through this here and thus into that whole new system. Okay, time's up. Now, new subject for 10 minutes. Go back to the labyrinths.
Even as we speak? Or even as you speak?
The lines. Just click out everything. Okay, we're going to walk this next. That's what we're doing now. We're briefing you on what we're going to do with it.
It shows up pretty good.
The intention in our 3-day time window, or nonlinear time, however you want to look at it, and also as part of, phased into what we're doing here, is to activate, upgrade, calibrate this system to this particular project, the Sha'Alura project. So this is an ongoing thing through the 5 days, but it's all one package. We'll all be out around the central system here, and then through the process of toning, we will intentionally open up the whole system to whatever calibration the whole workshop is loading up and working with, and installing that in the planet. It's all up to the hierarchy, how they want to do it, what they want to put into it. We are to rigorously stay out of the way. Drop everything, unload everything, no religions, cultures, whatever you learned in 500,000 years, forget it. And open up to a new universe. Whatever the hierarchy wants to download, let them do that. If you start waiting and with mental thought forms, you're torquing the core of you. Because there's power here, and you're not going to tilt the world, but don't make a problem, that's all.
So for this next hour, you want us to just be in this energy, not in anything else, and then as soon as it's over,
When you have lunch,
it
you
comes
can
back.
pack in your stuff, and then when you come back, leave it.
No, thank you.
Very easily done. Okay, no question about what we're doing.
We're going to start from the front door and go around.
You know, through this door out the front, and then around to that area.